Two elements that will make people switch off a video. One is muffled sound. Only a pilot can get away with that nonsense.
Smith International. Past 18,000 feet, we'd like to request that if you're up, return to your seats, double check and make sure you're...
And number two is shaky video. We're not on the ship, we're not on a roller coaster, we want nice and stable footage. So how do you get that? I was recently asked that at a conference I attended, so let me show you the tools that I use. For me, it's all about portability, it's got to be light, and I've got to be able to quickly grab something and be able to go do a shoot. So for that, I like these options for my portability, and if I've got time to set something up, then I obviously would use a tripod. So let's talk about the tripod first. Tripod, this particular one is also very nice and light. It's got the legs that open up, and they extend, and you mount your camera on the top. So traditional, good old-fashioned tripod. Tried it, tested, use this a lot when I have got time to set up a shot. Tripod for me is all about having time. If I don't have time, and typically when you do these kind of films, you're shooting on the go, I like to revert to these components. Now, let's start with this C-shaped looking device. You hold it at the top here, you mount your camera at the bottom, and you've got lots of little grooves so you can find the right spot depending on your camera type, whether you set it at the front or at the back. And when you hold it, get to a point where it's nice and stable. Grab and go, do your video shoot. Lift it up at any angle, down to the floor, up above, and you can see what's going on. Now, the other ones that I use a lot, this particular one is the Joby tripod. Again, 3 legs, but of course the advantage with this is that the legs bend, and you can wrap these around poles, you can wrap this around anything, but the legs are even magnetic, the ends are magnetic. So sometimes I find when I can't really get a view, I mount this up on the side of this on a stand, and camera's on the top, and I get the correct view. Good old selfie stick. Now these have been given a rough time lately because there's so many of these out there, and a lot of tourists use them to basically bash each other as they're trying to get a shot of the whatever tourist attraction they're getting to. Don't go for the cheap one, which is going to break. There's no stabilization in there. You want something that's nice and durable so that you can actually get your shot and can be used as a weapon in case of emergency too. Just a thought. And finally, I've bought this little guy recently. This is from Bauer. It is a little tripod. Actually, it was the cheapest, $7 I think it was, and it just does a really good job. Nice little stable tripod. It's got a little head at the top which you can put your camera on, and you can kind of select different angles, as you can see. And what is very cool about this particular one is that the legs are all telescopic and they extend, so you get about 10 inches I think out of this particular one. So if you're trying to do any shots on the go, this is actually quite a good one to have. Now, another reason I like it is because it's small enough to fit into your palm of your hand as a grip. And then what I tend to do as well is mix the two together, so I can screw this selfie stick into the top of this and get myself a monopod. Right, so these are my weapons of choice. These are my stabilization kits that I use. Yes, you can get expensive gimbals and things that will really give you steady cams, that will give you obviously much better facilities. Now, I've chosen these because these are cheap, these are good, they do their trick exactly as you want them to do, and are affordable. Now, I'm actually shooting this on the PowerShot G5X from Canon, and what has really helped is that the camera itself has got good built-in stabilization. So I'm actually holding this handheld because all my tools are on the table, but you can see the shots are still quite stable and you don't get that camera shake as you would with other devices. So again, something else that's worth taking note is the equipment that you use, does it have any built-in stabilization? So that's all it for today. Let me know if I'm missing out any tools, any equipment. Tell me if you like anyone in particular. Leave some comments, and we'll see you on the next episode of Talking Tech with the Techie Guy. Cheers for now.
Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Talking Tech with the Techie Guy. My name is Liron Segev. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up if you liked what you saw, leave us some comments below, and we'll see you at the next episode.